Paul Ryan announced yesterday, do we have that clip? Paul Ryan announced yesterday that he is going to, wants to curtail Clinton and her classified information status. We don't have that clip. Megan Hughes, ABC News correspondent, joins us. That's pretty jarring that they don't want to give her classified information.
Yeah, and people don't realize that presidential candidates actually do have some level of clearance because they do get national security briefings. And so the White House spokesman Josh Earnest yesterday was actually asked about this and said he was asked the same thing about whether or not Donald Trump should have this security clearance. And it is something that has historically been afforded presidential candidates. So this would be a very interesting, sort of unprecedented situation. That said, House Speaker Paul Ryan does have some of the comments from the FBI director on his side. The FBI director said he didn't have enough evidence to file any criminal charges, but that if she was still serving, this potential scenario might result in some sort of clearance sanctions. It's not a law. It's just sort of, it's been common, right? So that the next president can hit the ground running when it comes to national security. That's exactly right. The idea is in terms of continuity that they would give them some access to this information. Yeah. However, Paul Ryan can't necessarily. He can make a lot of noise, but it's not his call as to whether or not she would get she would get the normal briefings any other presidential nominee would get. Yeah, I think we're in some uncharted territory here. So we've got the FBI director testifying today, Attorney General Loretta Lynch testifying on Tuesday. We've got a number of panels that are looking at this. We've got letters that have been sent to the FBI from House Republicans asking for more disclosure of evidence, more transparency, some calls for a special prosecutor to take a look at all of this. So how exactly this plays out and what kind of measures they end up pushing for still remains to be seen. And how much are they going to try and cut up Comey today on the Hill? Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's very clear what sort of thereafter they're looking at this disconnect between some of the harsh criticisms that he had and the evidence that he laid out, saying he found 100+ emails that were sent or received on her personal server that did contain classified information. And they said that doesn't really square with the fact that he did not recommend an indictment. So they want to know whether political factors influence this investigation. They're looking for some evidence of preferential treatment. Now, I think, the question is, or the thing to consider, the more time they spend going after Comey, who, keep in mind, served as Deputy Attorney General under George W. Bush, has been in law enforcement for 30 years, and questioning his criminal justice expertise, the less time they're actually spending on the facts that Comey laid out for them, which include a pretty harsh assessment of the former secretary's behavior. Political theater continues. Megan Hughes, ABC News correspondent in Washington, following it all for us. Megan, thanks for checking in. Thank you. 7:24 here, Big 550.